The Twitter page is up. Panthers on the clock with the number 1 pick. Yes, sir. How's everybody doing? Hopefully quite well. All right. Like, there's no TV like broadcast of this. I hope everybody's aware of this. For whatever reason, the people who run this decided we're not putting any of this on any version of anything. You have to like check out their Twitter accounts and stuff like that. This is the like actual way to watch it. It's just kind of trolling the Twitters of the. All right, it starts now, so we're kind of waiting to see. Pop this open. So we're just basically right now waiting to see, some things happen. Is this going to open? There's a lot of people messing with this page right now, so I would imagine it's going to be a little laggy, a little choppy. Panthers are officially on the clock. All right. Let's get that open. And I want to get their Twitter account opened. All right, so now we're just kind of waiting on to see who the Panthers decide to select with the very first pick of the 2022 USFL draft, the inaugural draft, the Redux draft, I guess you could call it, of a league that, seemed promising. Oh, Shea Patterson was the selection. Wow. I think that was Shea Patterson, former Michigan pick. A player was kicked. Whatever, we'll deal with that later. All right, Shea Patterson was the very first selection of the draft. Hold on, let me give people back certain mods. What's up, Max? What's up, guys? What's up? Let's go. Thanks for the likes. If you have left them so far, if you haven't, I'd appreciate that. But there we go. That's the number 1 pick of the USFL draft, the Michigan player going to the Michigan Panthers. That'll be Shea Patterson, the number 1 pick of the XFL draft. Or of the USFL draft, I apologize. There was XFL news today, so I'm a little bit kind of all over the place on that. Let's close that. So yeah, the Panthers select that, which means that Shea Patterson was the very first selection, which means that who's next? Let me, Max, I'm going to give you back your mod. Hold on. Yeah, look at that. Shea Patterson. I don't want to go there. I need this to load. It's probably just super slow right now, but we do see the number 1 pick is who do you guys know who has the number 2 pick? I can't remember off the top of my head. All right. So Shea Patterson will be the number 1 pick there. I just want to do 2 things. Yeah, Shea Patterson went number 1. There's better options than that. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see who the other quarterbacks taken are. That's the biggest thing I would say. Is trying to figure out who the people taken are. Bandits have the next pick, so the Bandits are on the clock. Why is this not loading? All right. Twitter Tampa Bay Bandits. Yeah, I figured it was that. There we go. I figured I'm gonna have to work around Twitter because Twitter itself is being super slow right now with this. All right, this is probably gonna be the easiest way to get this. Yeah, they're on the clock now. So okay, so the. All right, now it's moving a little smoother. Tampa has the second pick. Shea Patterson. Yeah, Shea Patterson went, Panthers. Yeah, they got their quarterback. Every team went with the quarterback in the first. Oh, yep. He's first look at Shea Patterson in the threads. The second pick. The second pick was made. Who's this? Jordan Te'amu was the next pick of the draft for the Tampa Bay Bandits. Jordan Te'amu from, I forgot what college he played for. Yep, the Bandits have selected Jordan Te'amu as their next pick. No, it's not even on radio anywhere, which is a little strange. Didn't he play? Where was he? Ole Miss. Okay. And then Hawaii. All right. So we see Shea Patterson and Jordan Teamu, who I guess I thought he was in the NFL. I thought he was like a backup in the NFL somewhere. I'll be very honest about that one. Oh, there we go. There's an actual like selection pick. At Ta'amu, maybe that's how you say that. Yeah, I didn't expect. I literally thought he was a backup in the NFL somewhere. I really didn't expect to see this guy. That's a good pick. That's a really good like pickup for the Tampa Bay Bandits. Kind of surprising he wasn't the actual first selection. Now that I'm starting to like kind of remember who he is, like it's like, wait a minute, he's like a solid quarterback. Yeah, all of these first picks should be coming in pretty rapidly here in this first round. All the first picks are going to be quarterbacks per the way the league works, and I think they said they've made all their decisions. It's already like been done, like all the picks and stuff like that. Yeah, he's a quarterback. They're all Devontae. They're all going to be quarterbacks in the first round. The first round is quarterbacks. I believe the second round is defensive ends. The mock draft had Jordan going first. I would say, yeah. That makes more sense than Shea Patterson being the first selection. So is Brady done? It looks like it, Jacob. Yep, it'll be all quarterbacks. And I heard that they were already done with this. Like they made their quarterback first round picks like way earlier in the day. Jimmy Rollins is the next quarterback. Is the Stars the next pick in the draft, I take it? Let's see. Panthers, Stars. So the Stars, I think, made their pick. Brian Scott? Is he the next one? I have never heard of Brian Scott. I'll be very honest with you. He's the first one where I'm like, I've never heard of that name before. Maybe he's the coach. And I'm misremembering a coach. I've just never heard of Brian Scott before. Brian Scott he's going to the USFL, the Stars. All right. I can't be the only one who's never heard of this guy before. Okay, I'm not the only one then. Okay, I was like, the number one comment is literally who? I just don't think anybody wanted. I don't think it's done. I think the first round was done because they wanted to. I don't know why this isn't televised. I honestly, I don't know. I don't really have a good pretend reason to give anybody. They're being. I guess they're just being. I almost take it as them being kind of smart with everything. Yeah, it would be nice to see a bit of a draft. All right, we're staying pretty up to date on this, but yeah. So Brian Scott. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say no one's heard of this dude before. Like we you know who Jordan Teamu is, kind of. You know who Shea Patterson is, kind of. I've never heard of Brian Scott before. What's up, Kevin? Oh, another pick was made. Ben Holmes was joining the Generals. Oh, they didn't get a real quarterback either. Ben Holmes is now the quarterback of the New Jersey Generals. Not really sure who Ben Holmes is either. So Brian Scott and Ben Holmes are the first two, like, who the hell is these guys? What channels? I think they're going to be on Fox, right? Like Fox Sports. It's just updated on Twitter, Max, which is very odd. I'd have the audio if there was audio. I mean, I'd try to give you some background on these guys, but I literally think they're just doing creative players right now. Wait till you see the big surprise by the Pittsburgh Maulers. Under center for the Generals, Ben Holmes. He looks just like the last guy. I'm pretty sure these are just computer-generated people at this point. Look at this. Hold on. Look at this guy. Okay, look at this face. Look, computer generated. He appears to not be a real guy. This Ben Holmes. And then we scroll down. I'm pretty sure, like 90% positive, this is the same guy. I'm pretty sure they're just using the same weird body doubles. The Gamblers are up next, I believe. So that'll be their quarterback. It'll be Generals and then the Gamblers. Yep, Gamblers are up next. We'll see what the old Houston team, a team with legal gambling, name their team the Gamblers. Very smart. Nice, a good state with legal gambling. Name their quarterback. Name their team the Gamblers. It's a natural fit with the naturally. We're watching it. Yeah, we're watching it. This is basically watching it. Oh, the games? Yeah, I'm going to try to watch the games. It was a Spring League quarterback and Byron Scott was a CFL quarterback. Byron Scott was in the CFL. That makes sense. Yeah, they're going to be randomly shown on, like Fox is going to be, like, their main thing. Yeah, his arm looks fake thick. Yeah, it's all, like, CGI and shit. These guys aren't real football people. But it's hilarious anyway. What we got? The Gamblers are on the clock now. You're going with the Stallions? Yeah, that makes sense. I'm going with, obviously, the Panthers. We've got a team up here in Michigan that we can root for. For some reason, we didn't pick Jordan Ta'amu. We went with Shea Patterson. So, have to hope that works out. It's probably we took Shea Patterson, the Panthers did, probably because he was the closest one to getting in the NFL, you know. Of the quarterbacks selected, I'm pretty sure he was the closest one. Literally the only thing on today in college basketball. Yeah, typical gamer, I agree. This should be on television. It's very odd that this is the way to get it. Something tells me they're being really cheap, which is weird because, like, they could throw this on Fox Sports too. Like, they can just do that. Like, Fox Sports could literally just host this. Clayton Thorson. The Gamblers have selected Clayton Thorson as their quarterback here in the first round. Are they going to show Clayton Thorson in their video? No, they're just... I'm not playing audio because it's all probably got music and shit in it, like, because it's a poor fucking spring league. They got all the... It would probably be actually free music now that I think about it. They can't really afford that kind of stuff. Oh, let me guess. He looks just like the last two very real quarterbacks. Oh, yeah, he definitely looks just like the other real ones. The New Orleans Breakers, yeah, I don't know. I feel you on that, TTV. I was going to say, I actually think I know this name. Yeah, Warren Moon announced the pick for the Gamblers. And it'll be the lefty, Clayton Thorson. How many picks? We're at pick number 7 coming up? No, 4, 5? Hold on. Sorry, I completely lost track. We're to the Stallions. Or no, we just passed. No, we're on the Stallions. So we're at pick number 6. So we have 5 picks total. It's been Shea Patterson, Jordan Ta'amu, the Stars, and then it gets into like random people. Brian Scott for the Stars. The Generals selected Ben Holmes. And then obviously Clayton Thorson just went to the Gamblers. So a lot of big name quarterbacks. Hey, there you go. Warren said the pick. That's like your guys' like big deal guy, right? Yeah, there's a lot of teams that just kind of have the Generals kind of have yeah. A lot of them look like scuff 49ers. Generals, yeah, they picked they just picked Ben Holmes. We're waiting for the Stallions pick to come in here very soon. I wonder if there is a limited pool of quarterbacks because some of them are holding out hope that the XFL will return, and it's supposed to in 2023. So there might be some guys who just decided not to re-enter. They're just announcing it. I would have audio playing if there was anything like live going on for it. iPod, like, you know, they're being kind of cheap. Money Manziel. I wonder if Johnny's going to get picked up. Did he put himself as an option? Clayton Thorson was in the NFL. Hey, he might be one of the best quarterbacks in the league then. Old lefty. Oh, the pick is in, it looks like. We got the next pick, Alex McGuff. Hey, I remember this name simply from the other leagues, right? I actually know this name. I don't remember. I think he was actually in the NFL as well. So the Stallions get a quarterback that with some name recognition, something a little bit rare so far, outside of Shea Patterson and Jordan Ta'amu. Alex McGuff, I believe is how you say that, or McGo. XFL is going to be good. They did really well in 2020. Yeah, I agree. They looked like a pretty promising league. The USFL seems to have the structure around it to succeed, but I wonder what the play is going to look like. I feel like the Breakers, Gamblers, and Maulers need to switch names. Yeah, Breakers isn't a good name. It's pretty bad. Maulers is fine. I think the Maulers is a fine name for a minor league football team. The Maulers pick next, and then the Breakers. So Maulers, then Breakers. Woo. I'm rooting for the team that's in my local state. Like, we have the Michigan Panthers, so I'm like, I mean, it's pretty easy here. But if you don't have one in your state, it's kind of like the XFL. You just kind of got to pick a team you kind of like, you think you might like because the way they look, who the coach is. Maybe your favorite city on the list. I also think this guy played in the XFL. I want to swear to it, but yeah, I was going to say, I know he played in the NFL for a second, or like appeared in the NFL. Oh, another pick is in. Who's this going to be for? Dun, 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 dun. Oh. I guess it was just Dabo Sweeney saying welcome. You're going with the you like the Generals. You're going with the Stallions. Okay, close enough teams. It's not televised for whatever reason, Caden, or else I'd have some audio playing and a link for you to watch. And it's all just social media posting. Yeah, Jay Shooter, I agree with that statement based on the fact that they're doing a deal together. So there's probably a lot of guys who took themselves out of this league with the news of the US or with the XFL being like the NFL's tryout league, basically, where there's going to be like a bunch of rules. Referees are conditioned to become referees. It's basically like the G League, the developmental league. Pretty much going to be funded by the NFL as a means of like testing things out. So the XFL is probably going to win, but I mean, this has a good structure to it. I'm going with the Generals because I like the uniforms since there's no teams down west. Oh yeah, that is true. You guys ain't got shit out west, do you? It's all East Coast and down south. And then there's Michigan. That's kind of like the farthest one out. Or I guess Texas, but they're more south. Is Texas south or west? Oh, here we go. There's the next pick in. Kyle Laluda for the Maulers. Kyle Laletta. Yeah, I appreciate the sub, man. I appreciate it. Houston Maulers, Pittsburgh Breakers, New Orleans Gamblers. Yeah, I mean, some of those names would actually not be a bad turnaround, actually. Breaker to Silvers. Pick is in. Yeah, it's what was his name? Kyle Laletta. He's got an interesting name. Is he a CFL guy? He looks Canadian. He looks French Canadian. Oh, he's a former John. Never mind. All right, I thought he was a CFL guy. To try states without pro teams. I often agree with that sentiment. Browns legend. Oh, he's got some NFL experience, I see. That's probably why I recognize the name vaguely, but it's like, do I know this guy? All right. He's the only one that doesn't look the exact same as everybody else so far drafted. That's been a hilarious. And Jordan Ta'amu. Everyone else looks kind of like the same vague person. All right, now we're waiting for the final pick, which is, I believe, the New Orleans. Oh, we already watched that. Who the hell was the last pick? Somebody got screwed on the first round. They got the slim pickings. I think it was the Breakers. Oh, wait, hold on. Or is that the last pick of the first round? Hold on a minute. I might have messed that up. Oh, no, it is the Breakers that's next. For some reason, I thought Terry Bradshaw was for the Saints, and I don't know why I thought that. Yeah, Kyle balled out for us in the preseason. Oh, I didn't know that. The Three Rivers here. Jordan went number 2, surprisingly. Shea Patterson went number 1, which is a bit surprising. Yeah, Jordan Ta'amu went number 2 to the Bandits. I'm sure they were shocked that he was available as well. Even though I'm a Cleveland guy, I might go with the Maulers because of Kyle. Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, that gives you, you find reasons to start rooting for a team in these kind of situations, I would have to say. Oh, they made their last pick. Drew Brees made the pick. Kyle Slaughter. I know who he is. He's one of the few names I've recognized. Hell yeah. Kyle Slaughter, however you say that. I'm bad with names, but you'll come to find that out. But yeah, Kyle Slaughter is joining the New Orleans Breakers. Oh, that's the first round. That's all 8 picks. So let me see if I can remember this now. Let's see. The Panthers went number 1, and they got Shea Patterson. The Tampa Bay Bandits at number 2 got Jordan Ta'amu. At number... Hold on. I forgot. I just don't know the draft order. That's literally the issue. I think I know the guys that they selected. I can't read that fast. All right. The Stars selected Byron Scott. The Generals, Ben Holmes. The Gamblers selected. Let's just go through it. The Gamblers selected Clayton Thorson. Alex McGuff went to the Stallions. The Pittsburgh Maulers got Kyle Laletta, as we know, and obviously the last pick of the first round went to Kyle Slaughter. Yeah, I know. I was a bit surprised to see Shea Patterson as well. I thought he was done playing football, I thought he was in the NFL as a backup. I'll be very honest here. Is the XFL going with teams that... I think so. I think the XFL is going to be very similar to what it was last time. I was going to say, I thought he was a Viking. That's probably where I remember him going to. Yeah, there's a couple guys with NFL experience. But yeah, that's the first round. Now we wait to see what the second round is. I believe the second round is the defensive end round. Let me scroll down a bit here. There's like a very specific way that this draft is set up. Let's see. I remember seeing this very clearly. Come on, where is it? I don't remember what's next. I think it's like defensive ends that's next. Yeah, Browns legend. It should be starting immediately after this first round here. The reason the quarterback picks all came in within, let's see, the entire first round lasted 20 minutes. 24 minutes, rather. Because they made all their picks early. I don't know how many picks they're up on. We'll find out here in a second. All right, so now we're kind of just waiting to see who the next guy is. Did the Jets pick yet? Yeah, they're gonna go. They're still gonna run with Zach Wilson. Shockingly, yeah, they're like, we're just gonna stick with Zach Wilson, and everyone's like, oh Jesus, we're gonna dust off the old Sanchez. All right, round 2. Let's see. Oh, round 1. All right, that was a recap of round 1. So again, we can kind of look at it. What's up, Move the Chains? How's it going, boss? If you haven't seen, it's Shea Patterson to the Panthers, Jordan Ta'amu to the Bandits. The Stars got Brian Scott. The Generals draft Ben Holmes. Clayton Thurston goes to the Gamblers. The Stallions pick up Alex Mago. Kyle Lauletta went to the Maulers. And the New Orleans Breakers drafted Kyle Slaughter. Maulers won round 1 with the 7th pick. Go Zach. I actually don't think he's going to be the worst quarterback as long as they put a line in front of him. But if they don't put a line in front of that kid, oh boy, that's not going to be good. But there is talent there in Zach Wilson. It's just it's gonna be a minute. Because he's like physically really talented, Zach Wilson. Like he's got a great arm. It seems like he's got good decision making. It's just there's some intangible stuff you want to work on. So does the I think they do like a reverse snake, but it's like done in this weird competitive mindset, right? Like I think it's supposed to flip entirely over on the defensive end side, but like they said they're doing a comprehensive snake to make it like the most competitive they can make it. I know that sounds confusing, but I've never heard of Ben Holmes. He is next. That's what I thought it was, Kenny. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, over on Twitch, I see you over there, though. Don't feel afraid to chat. You know, we're all just chilling. All right, well, it's not. Round 2 hasn't started yet. In a second, it looks like. Oh, what an intense first round of a draft. That one's so fast. They should do the entire – they have to do this for 12 rounds. I'm pretty sure the entirety of this first round has got to be made. 9 picks in this NFL draft, $70 million in cap money. Yeah, it's a good sign to be in a rebuild. And this is a good draft to pick up non-quarterbacks, I think, for the NFL. Like the Panthers will pick 8 and then first. Oh, it is. It's a full-on – it's an actual snake draft then? Okay. I just remember reading somewhere that it wasn't an exact snake, but if it's a snake draft, that's perfect. That's what I'm here to see. Which means that if it's a snake draft, then here we go. It'll be Breakers, Maulers, Stallions, Gamblers, Generals. Oh, okay, Stars, Bandits, and okay. It is it'll be 100% a snake. Defensive end and edge rushers will be drafted here in this round. Round 2, it'll be the New Orleans Breakers, the Pittsburgh Maulers, the Birmingham Stallions, the Houston Gamblers, the New Jersey Generals, Philadelphia Stars, the Tampa Bay Bandits, and last but not least, the Panthers. All right. Well, now we just wait for round 2 to get going. All right. Jets should be all right. I mean, I'm a huge Patriots fan, so take my praise with a grain of salt, but I think you guys have the right coach and potentially the right quarterback if you build around him. Probably have to get a really strong leader offensive lineman to kind of offset the, like a weird lack of leadership I see out of Wilson. Maybe he'll develop it, but I think it'll take a second, mainly because of a strong, like he comes from a very safe, like unrelatable background for a lot of guys in the league, I would have to say. Yeah, Crom, that's where I'm at. Some of these guys I've heard of them, and some of them I'm like, oh boy. I'm just shocked that the Panthers had the number 1 pick and they didn't go for Jordan Ta'amu, who was like a guy that could have won in the NFL. The Panthers, who's Garrick? Yeah, Shea Patterson should do pretty good. He's another guy that could have went to the NFL. And I'm actually just more surprised those 2 guys aren't in the NFL. Oh, the Dolphins. You guys have a good coach too, but I just don't think you have the good quarterback yet. No, they didn't. Did the Panthers really just get Kirk Cousins? Dude, there's no way a team just let the Vikings out of the contract. Dude. Yeah, goodbye. Sam's officially done in the NFL now, though, it looks like. The Dolphins. Yeah. I almost feel bad for the fans of the Dolphins, but it's like, boof. That whole scene, man. That's rough. But I mean, I don't know. It's like if Stephen Ross is forced to sell the team, that's not even a win. That's a complete win for the Dolphins fandom. I don't think they very much like their team owner. Do you blame them? Not really. Just kind of waiting for round 2 to get started. I guess if you have to lose Brian Flores in order to get rid of Stephen Ross, I guess like it's what's the rule like of alchemy? It's like the law of equivalent exchange. You have to sacrifice having a potentially great head coach to deal with to lose Stephen Ross. Yeah, that's what I figured. I was gonna say that if this all is probably the Dolphins' greatest wet dream is to lose this bastard, Stephen Ross. Yeah, Mike, I know as much as this sucks, it actually we're not getting a win out of this. Dolphins fans do not like their owner. It's one of those things where it's like the law of alchemy, the law of equivalent exchanges. I know we have to. It's not gonna happen. They're gonna get rid of this dude. And the worst thing that could happen, the Dolphins are gonna get a competent owner, and we're gonna have to deal with 2 good teams in the AFC East again. Because the Dolphins have the raw pieces, had them. I don't know if they're still going to have them, but they're not. They just have a weird owner who is way too much of a power tripper. If they lose him, we're fucked. Plus, I think Mike McDaniel is going to be a good head coach. Where's the second round starting? Florida International and Seattle Seahawks quarterback. All right. 81 total touchdowns in college. Former Patriots fan. Former Patriot Kyle LaLuda. Patriots legend. The next Jimmy Garoppolo. He was dubbed as the second coming of the great Jimmy G. I don't know. I have to look at that. Hold on. I'm actually very intrigued. I'm like completely wrapped up in another football league. I'm not even paying attention to potentially earth-shattering Kirk Cousins news. Load. Slow piece of shit. I hate the computer I'm on right now. Oh, poor Kirk. He can't even get trending over the USFL draft. That's... McDaniels Flores was a good coach, but not a good locker room guy. Probably a big reason why he didn't get. Yeah, and there's a. All right, there's no truth to that quite yet. No, there's no truth to that rumor quite yet. Yeah, McDaniel will help offensively, but Flores is an interesting guy. You can definitely tell there was issues with him from management, but I haven't heard a single player say he wasn't a good coach. Oh, here we go. David Bellamy from Georgia was the first defensive end taken off the draft. David Bellamy from Georgia, or Davin. Sorry, Davin. I sometimes make up the letters. I think it's a reading disability or something like that. I'm not really sure. My brain just makes up letters sometimes when I'm reading out loud, and I'm like 90% certain I'm either reading too quickly or I have a slight reading disability, which is crazy to think about because I'm like a writer and a very gifted reader. But the Breakers have selected Davin Bellamy as their first pick of the second round, first defensive end taken in the USFL, first defensive player selected, obviously, because that's just the nature of how this is going to go. So Davin Bellamy of Georgia is the next selection in the draft. Dyslexia? Yeah, my mom's dyslexic. I think my brother is as well. So I probably have a slight issues with it. Especially if I like read way too fast or just start going. The media, Ross uses Dolphins as like. Oh, the Gamblers are up next. Yeah, because it's Breakers. It's a reverse of the first round, right? Maulers are up next. Here go the Maulers coming up soon. We'll find out their pick whenever the hell they decide to submit the picks. So Davin Bellamy is the first DE taken. Stallion's going to get Calvin Johnson. Maybe. That'd be pretty crazy. Mahler's up next. We'll see who they get to maul the quarterback, if you will. That was pretty. Yeah, Terrell Owens is in this league, right? And Chad Johnson. They're trying to use this league to prove that they can still play. You know, if they were smart, I hate to say this, If I was Terrell Owens and I was actually not just bullshitting every time a receiver got hurt and going, I could still play. You dust the cleats off for this league for a couple weeks and shit down the souls of people? Or is that even like a warm-up that's actually is that not even really a warm-up for a guy like T.O.? Even probably at 54 years old, would they even be able to stop this dude in this? Yeah, same here, Caden. Yeah, I'm very excited for this season to get going. You know, I was so excited because I root for the Padres as an outside team, and I have pretty much since Jake, since I figured out about baseball because of Maddox and Peavy, was really, and I wanted to be a pitcher when I was a young kid. But, man, I was so excited for once. I was like, I'm finally going to win a World Series as a baseball fan. I've been rooting for the Tigers and Padres to no avail for my entire life. And it just didn't happen again. It was almost like magic, man. As soon as I seen that they didn't get Max Scherzer. Oh, the next player by the Maulers was taken? Carlo Kemp. Carlo Kemp. Is he from Michigan? Yeah, I was going to say, I thought he was from Michigan. Hey, another Michigan player to the USFL. USFL is currently a University of Michigan future. I don't think, I hope it's not an XFL ripoff, Garrick. I hope so. The Rodgers news? There isn't really any Rodgers news, Jacob. It probably won't come out for a minute, anything with Mr. Rodgers. I'd imagine that's going to be a second to go for it. You want to see the Rangers? Yeah, the Rangers spending a lot of good money on some players, too. But if I'm not mistaken, you guys completely rebuilt your infield. But yeah, the Maulers get their first defensive player. It'll be defensive end Carlo Kemp. So that's interesting. I think now the Gamblers are up. Let me see here. Stallions, then Gamblers. It'll be the Stallions and the Gamblers. So now up is the Birmingham Stallions. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked for base. Tigers should be really good. Plus, I think we still have a 10% shot of signing Carlos Correa. I feel like the Tigers have just about as good odds of signing Carlos Correa as any of the remaining teams that were rumored to be a destination for him. Just not as good. I feel like slightly less. Because, the bias situation. Kemp was the Packers. Rangers, yeah, the pitching is not the greatest, but their hitting their defense and hitting will be wildly improved. When does baseball news start? And hopefully the Tigers have a good year this year. But baseball can kind of start whenever. Baseball is I'm kind of holding on because sometimes these strikes can go for a minute. Baseball, the players union won't budge and the owners usually don't budge until it gets a little too uncomfortable for them. Ew, they're pretending like everybody was. People wouldn't cheer over Shea Patterson when Jordan Te'amu was the obvious number one pick. Let's be very honest here. I get Shea Patterson's, him and Jordan Te'amu are probably the two quarterbacks that you go, damn, I really thought they were in the NFL on a team or something. So I get it. I honestly thought Shea Patterson was the backup of the Giants. I'll be very honest. I didn't even think he was available in this league. Aaron Adeoye. I can't say that name. He went to Utah State. He's a defensive end from Southeastern Missouri State or Utah State. Apparently he played at both of them. Aaron A. He's the third pick by the Stallions. I cannot say that. Adeoye. Adoe? Forgot you guys got Gray. Thank God he's annoying to go against. You talk about Sonny Gray? Oh, John Gray. Why am I thinking Sonny Gray? I don't think he's pitched in pro baseball for 10 years now. I'm just wait. Oh, I know who that is. Now I believe after the Stallions, it's the Gamblers. Yep. Gamblers and Generals are on deck. But yeah, it'll be Aaron A going to the Stallions as their defensive end. Now we await for the Gamblers to make their pick. Oh, they already made their pick. Chris Odom. Lamar Odom's brother. This one isn't, he doesn't have the same issues with crack. Chris Odom was this. Sorry, I don't know who half of these people are. I'll be very honest. I don't watch college football, so. Stallions gonna dominate. They had pretty good ones. Wasn't he a Cy Young candidate like 3 to 4 years ago? Sonny Gray, probably. I'll be honest. I also checked out of baseball during the Brad Ausmus and some of the Ron Gardenhire era of the Tigers. I got pretty pissed off with that decision. But Chris Odom was selected by the Gamblers. I think so, Garrick. It's only going to be a 2-hour draft. It's only 2 hours left. I mean, it's 3 hours. It's not that long. Might as well. Let's see. It'll be, I think this is probably a lot easier than scrolling down. I just reversed this image. Now it'll be the Generals picking, then the Stars. Generals are up next. We'll see who their defensive end is going to be. Chris Odom was a Packers also. Hey, a lot of former NFL players going in this round, it looks like. Or some guys that have been in the NFL, rather. Must have only been a pickup or a guy who did like a practice squad or something. A notification. I didn't even know what that was. All right, let's see if the Generals have made their pick. The Jets. No, they traded their pick. So you know what the cool thing about this draft is the way you can do the trades. There's no trading picks allowed or like players or anything like that in this draft. But like, say you don't want to draft a defensive end right now, you could technically skip it and put 2 picks into the receiver round, right? I think that's the 3rd round is the receivers. So say you wanted to pick 2 receivers right away instead of having a defensive end in this round. You can skip your pick in that round and get an extra compensation into the wide receiver round if that's how you wanted to build. There is some degree of like flexibility in this draft that you can move around. I believe that's how that works. Like you can select compensation picks for a later round or a different round. Like say you didn't want to pick an early quarterback for whatever reason. Bryson Young is going to the Generals. Bryson Young from Oregon. Oh, you almost beat me, Caden. Almost beat me. The Jets picked a kicker. Yeah. Hey, I mean, the Bengals drafted a kicker this year in, like, what, the 3rd or 4th round? And I don't know. McPherson looks like he's about to be one of those next kind of big stars in the league. All right, so that's Bryson Young going to the Generals. So next up, it'll be the Stars. Then then whoever picks second, the Bandits, and then the Panthers. From Oregon's 5th pick of the 2nd round. So now we're waiting for whoever the hell the Stars are picking, the Philly Stars. Let's see if they got the next pick in. They're getting lazy on the USFL Twitter account. They had initial picks for all these initial things, and now they're just retweeting the main accounts. Just getting lazy as shit. They're just like, we'll just do retweets. Fuck this. We gained like 10,000 followers this draft. We're just gonna retweet now. Oh well, I do think this league is set up to have like a decent amount of success depending on like how good the football is. If the football is bad, there's nothing they can do to save the league. But if it's decent football like the XFL, then they have a shot of surviving because like the money's taken care of. Hey, a Bengals player, Freedom Akinmoladun. Freedom. The Stars have selected Freedom. This reminds me of baseball. This is warming me up for my fucking nightmare of baseball, like calling baseball games like this and reacting to them, because the worst thing about this is, oh, baseball's hard. Like, I probably actually nailed the pronunciation of that name, as bad as it sounded. In baseball, let me tell you the horror story of a guy with the last name Lowe. Yeah, Freedom Akinmoladun. Akinmoladun. Like, that's probably pretty close to right. Now, listen, I seen a guy with the last name Lowe in baseball, right? That motherfucker wasn't Lowe. It was Lowe. I'm not even playing with you. You probably know the player I'm talking about. Yeah. There, you can see a last name like Smith in the MLB, and it'll be Smithall or like Smythe, and you'll be like, that is such bullshit with this sport. Baseball has arguably the hardest, like hockey names and Russian names. Yeah, those are like hard, but like you can kind of like weirdly sound it out and get it right. Like if you kind of have an understanding, like you'd be like, all right. I mean, that doesn't feel right, but then you like hear it and you're like, oh, Datsuk is really just spelled like Datsuk, like. But like in baseball, there isn't a single name that's just, you would think like only the names of Hispanic players are the easy ones. You're just like, I know that one. That's Gonzalez, and it is Lowe. Yeah, Lowe or whatever. Yeah, he's literally it looks like Lowe, but it's Lowe, and it's so annoying that that's a thing, and it's just the epitome of the problem of baseball last names. They're impossible to say. Literally, unless they're from like South America, they're literally just bullshit names that are just made up. I don't even think that they're being honest. I'm pretty sure his last name is just Lowe, and he's just an asshole. Like that, you know. It's kind of like Travis Kelce. His last name isn't. I don't think it's Kelce. It's Kels. I think that's how you pronounce it. But I think his family like changed the way it's pronounced or something like that. I don't know. There was like a whole thing about his last name that I watched, and I was like, you got another one of them fucking names that are just, I'd have never gotten that one. All right, Tampa Bay makes their picks. The Bandits get their picks. It's going to be Mekhi Brown from, I actually know who that is. He's not in the NFL. Did he do something illegal or something? Did he make a terrible life decision somewhere along the lines to wind up on the Tampa Bay Bandits? But yeah, Mekhi Brown is heading to the Tampa Bay Bandits, which is a little weird. All right, now the Panthers are back on the clock. Yeah, there's a lot of comments on this. It feels like he should be in the NFL. Yeah, that's like an actual pick. Like that's a really good. Like what happened? And Robert Tonyan being Tonyan. Well, that's all right. That's a little different. Yeah, I still like. I would still pronounce Tonyan like Tonyan, but like, yeah, that's another decent example. You still have never heard of these guys? Some of them are a little. You have to kind of follow a lot of college football to know who some of these guys are. But yeah, just to kind of recap the round so far. Davin Bellamy was the first selection by the Breakers. The second pick of the defensive end round was Carlo Kemp to the Pittsburgh Maulers. Aaron Adoway went to the Birmingham Stallions. Chris Odom went to the Houston Gamblers. Bryson Young went to the New Jersey Generals. Freedom Akinmoladun went to the Stars. And Mekhi Brown goes to the Tampa Bay Bandits, and we'll see if the Panthers pick is in. Nope, they don't have round 2 in yet. You want to see Manziel? Well, he didn't go in the first round, so I'm guessing he didn't put his name in for this in for the spring league, or did he put his name in for the spring league? If anybody knows, I didn't think he was gonna do these leagues. All right, we're just waiting for the Panthers' final pick. Then we'll be on to round 3. Rounds 2 of 12 down. Yeah, it feels like that's a weird one to be in the. There's a few players I'm just like, they're not in the NFL. And I'm wondering if something happened to some of these guys. You think he did? Well, he might be like a pick in the second round for the quarterbacks. You know, he is getting old, and he's kind of, I don't know. He doesn't really like shine when he goes up into like bad leagues or like, you know, just random leagues. Yeah, it's especially weird that it's not on TV because like the primary funder of the league is Fox, like Fox Sports. So it's like, well, why is this not on Fox? It's not I think they're literally, it's only college basketball being played. And it's like, really? Sure, this would have a decent viewership. You would think anyway, right? All right, the Panthers. Is this guy brother? Adowe. Is that how you say that? Adeoye? How do you say that last name? Adeoye. How? Has anybody got a pronunciation idea? Is he related though? To Aaron Adeoye. Same exact spelling, Adeoye. Adeoye. Adalway. Adwale. Adalway. I can't fucking say this name, dude. I'm just bad at names. It's hard for me to read them because it's wait. Yeah, I was gonna say, hold on a second. Oh no, we're getting made fun of because we didn't pick a player with a picture. Everyone's clowning. They're like, you didn't even pick a player. You drafted a helmet, you idiots. All right. So that's the second round here. I'm gonna wait for them to post like a recap thing, unless they're not going to do that, which, you know. All right, so round 2 or round 3 should just be the reverse of what we just seen. So it should basically be, you know, the Panthers pick, then the Tampa Bay picks, then the Stars, and then the Generals in the third round, which is, I believe, the receiver round. Then the Gamblers, then then the Stallions, and then AJ Green, like the receiver from the. No, I don't think. Is he this receiver from the? Like, if I'm thinking of this right, he's the receiver from the Cardinals, right? Or am I like I'm not overthinking that, am I? All right. But Davin Bellamy went to the Breakers. Carlo Kemp went to the Pittsburgh Maulers. Aaron Adowe went to the Birmingham Stallions. I think he's the brother of the guy the Panthers drafted. It's a very specific last name. It's just the name Aaron throws me off because the other guy's name is like Adewale. So it's kind of like, huh? But yeah, that's who the Stallions picked, was the Aaron one. Then Chris Odom was drafted by the Gamblers. Bryson Young went to the Generals. Freedom Moladun went to the Stars. Mekai Brown went to the Bandits, and Adwale Adowe went to the Panthers. Oh, Oh, really? The YouTuber AJ Green. I didn't even know who that is. I think so. He's in this draft. I've seen somebody say his name. All right, round 2 is officially listed here. It looks like round 2 of the draft. You can. Forgot to reset. I forgot to charge my phone. I like to give it a good restart so it gets all the bullshit. So yeah, Bellene. So basically, round 3, I think it's the receiver round, if I'm not mistaken. It'll be the Panthers, the Bandits, the Stars, the Generals, the Gamblers, the Stallions, the Maulers, and then the Breakers. Yeah, Bandits look pretty good so far. Panthers look all right. Bandits definitely won the quarterback. They got Jordan Ta'amu somehow, which that shouldn't have happened. Holy shit! What the hell? Wait. Oh, shit. Okay, it's more defensive ends in the 3rd round. Oh, yeah, like, how many rounds is the defensive end round? It's like 3 of them? They're brothers. Thank you, Kenny. That's what I thought. Kayvon Walker, another defensive end. This must be another defensive end round here in round 3. But the Panthers have selected Kayvon Walker. And then Michael Scott from The Office is the Tampa Bay Bandits' next pick. That went fast. What the hell was that? I bet you they already got the 3rd one in, too. The Stars are next. Yeah, okay, so the Panthers had already apparently made both of their picks, with Kayvon Walker being the first pick of the 3rd round, and then the Bandits pick up Michael Scott as their other edge rusher. So round 4 is also a defensive end round? Or is it rounds 2 and 3? I'll have to look it up. Yeah, Pip, it's a little weird. The quarter, other than Shea Patterson and Jordan Ta'amu and probably Kyle Loletta, I had no idea who the other people were. Like Brian Scott and Jordan McPoe and Kyle Sloter. I've heard the names, but like, you know. I've recognized more defensive names and defensive ends picked than I have of the other way around. 2, 3, and 4 are defensive ends. Okay. You would think this 3rd and 4th round will go pretty quick here. I guess unless somebody picked the guy you wanted. All right, Philly has their pick. It'll be Gus Cumberlander. Pretty sure that guy's British. But Gus Cumberlander was picked to the I was gonna say Kyle Slutter I know is a Viking. Kyle Loletta, I think he got kicked out of I think he fucked up. And that's why he's not a backup in the NFL. There's Jordan Ta'amu and Shea Patterson I honestly thought were in the NFL. I thought they were just backups. But yeah, Gus Cumberlander, the second player taken from Oregon, will be taken to Philly. I think Philly also drafted. Hold on a minute. No, that was the Generals that took the Oregon Bryson Young. I was gonna say that's interesting. All right, let's see. That brings up the who's next? The Generals are up next with the 4th pick. Let's see who they wind up going with. Yeah, I would say so, Pip. Shea Patterson's a question mark. I don't know how he's going to look. Probably not the greatest. I'm surprised the Panthers didn't go Jordan Ta'amu. I really thought he was in the NFL. I really didn't think Jordan Ta'amu. 100% I thought he was in the NFL. Shea Patterson I thought was a giant. Colin Hill would be taken by the Generals. Colin Hill was taken by the Generals as the 4th pick here in the 3rd round. He will be their other defensive end. Yeah, no, I know, Pip. I honestly thought he was just as a backup in the NFL, though. I was like, I didn't know he was there. Yeah, I thought Jordan Ta'amu. If I'd have known he was in the draft, I would have swore that he would be the first pick. I kind of wanted to surprise myself and not look up who was going to be in the draft. But yeah, the Gamblers are up next for their next pick. But the Generals pick up Colin Hill. Or Colin Hill, maybe. What's up, Adam? How's it going, boss? I think so, Pip. I honestly think they'd rather go to the XFL, especially after kind of like the announcement that the XFL would be partnering with the NFL. I think a lot of the bigger name quarterbacks went, yeah, I'm going to go do the XFL. Not that. I'd rather be in a pipeline league. Yeah, yes, sir. They only have 8 to start off their inaugural season here, I believe. Yep. I think there is plans to add more if the league is successful, but I think they didn't want to like spread themselves too thin or anything. I think they only had I don't know the exact. I think it was like 500 million is like a 3-year budget they got as investments, so they had to be kind of careful. Ahmad Gooden was the next selection. Ahmad Gooden selected by the Gamblers. He's wearing Broncos gear, so obviously he must have went and played in the for the Denver Broncos for a second. So Ahmad Gooden to the Gamblers. Next up is the Birmingham Stallions. Stallions will make their next selection. It was, Pip. It was. That was a genius timed decision to announce that today because that probably kept a lot. That might have removed talent from the draft pool, especially since the funding is coming from the NFL for the XFL, or at least a large portion. It pretty much ensures its survival because the NFL is testing things out. In the XFL. Your team was San Antonio. Oh, shit. Now, damn. They just never will let you guys have a football team down there. If I remember right, the Commanders were like one of the better teams, weren't they? Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with taking Shea Patterson in a backup league, Daniel. Or in this kind of a league. There was like 3 quarterbacks, and Shea Patterson was probably like the third one you could have gotten, but he's still one of the guys. When the XFL comes back, I think so. I think they're going to keep it exactly the same. I don't remember reading any major changes teams-wise. Stallions, though, are on the clock. We're waiting for them to announce their pick in the double XL. Yeah, Ahmad Gooden goes to the Gamblers. Kind of waiting for the last 3 picks of this round. Yeah, the Michigan thing kind of put him into the spotlight. Yeah, the Panthers, I think, went for like corniness on that one. They go, why not draft fucking Drew Stanton then? Just as useless. We'll find out. What players? Do you mean in this one? Like to the NFL? Oh, I have no idea. I'm surprised Jordan Ta'amu was available. If he does really well, he'll probably wind up in the NFL. Kyle Lauletta, since he's already had some NFL experience, could wind up back in the NFL if he does really well. Any good picks from them though? Who did Houston pick? They picked in round 1. They got Clayton Thorson at quarterback, and at round 2 they got Chris Odom for defensive end, and they just selected Ahmad Gooden. There's 12 rounds tonight. They're about to be done with round 3 here in a minute. They're like taking forever to get this next pick in. I don't know what happened. The Stallions are taking a second to make their selection, I guess. I don't really know. Yeah, next season. Yes, sir. Yep. Wonder if they've made their pick and the XFL is just being like a lazy link, like a lazy hub. Birmingham Stallions. Let's see what they picked. No, they haven't. What the heck? Oh, they have. Okay. Chauncey Haney. Chauncey Haney will be the next pick of the draft. He's had Tamu for a season. I thought he was still. That's where it was. Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't he fucking Mahomes' backup? That's what I thought. That was right. Adam, I thought he. I was literally gonna be like, I thought he was your guys' backup. I was like, man, I could have swore Tamu was like actually in the NFL, like as an active backup on a team. And I was like, yeah, it's the Chiefs. I remember when they drafted him. I remember making a bunch of jokes that he was about to replace Mahomes. And I thought they were funny jokes. Who the hell is next? Oh, the Maulers. Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, the Maulers are up next. Let's see if they've made their pick. Yeah, thank you, Adam. I appreciate that because I've been trying to remember where the hell the Tamu went to. They drafted Carlo Kemp, this team, dude. Ugh. Lions, Michigan's fans here. Panthers fans, go blue. The pick we got. Yeah, Greg, it wasn't a bad pick. They've done pretty good outside of the weirdness of not picking Tamu. I'm going to be going for the Panthers. Yeah. I appreciate it. Yes, sir. But yeah, I'm going with the Panthers, I believe. Just because I'm from the state, so. Here's a practice squad. Oh, really? Hey, you have to forgive me. I don't really follow, like. I'll be honest, when a team has a quarterback as solid as Mahomes, I don't, like, I have no idea who the backups are. I just go, I know he was drafted there. Nasir Player was drafted by the Pittsburgh Maulers. I appreciate the info, Pip. I apologize not knowing that. But yeah, Nasir Player from East Tennessee State will be the next Mauler. And now we wait for the New Orleans Breakers to make their last pick of the round. Oh, they already made it. Holy shit. Henri Saint Armor is the next one. Hey, Clayton Thorson. He was a Northwestern standout. Yeah, exactly, Pip. It's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know the backup. Yeah, Nasir Player went to the Maulers, and then very quickly, Henri Saint Amour went. Oh, that's Saint Amour. Oh, okay. Kind of got the fancy last name. That'll end round 3. Quick recap. The Panthers picked first. Obviously, it's a snake draft, so they're snaking it around. So the Panthers selected Kayvon Walker. Tampa Bay Bandits selected Michael Scott. The Philadelphia Stars selected Gus Cumberlander. The Generals selected Colin Hill. The Gamblers selected Ahmad Gooden. The Birmingham Stallion. I don't know why I thought Pittsburgh, but the Birmingham Stallion selected Chauncey Haney. Nasir Player went to the Pittsburgh Maulers, and of course the Breakers selected Henri Saint Amour. I believe it's another round of defensive ends coming up. Good running back and kicker. Yeah, that'd probably be important. I believe it's another. Hold on. USFL draft. Yeah, here we go. There should be like a chart of how they're going to do this. Why the hell is this not listed? What the fuck? Oh, okay. Rounds 2 through 4, defensive ends, offensive tackles in 5 through 7, cornerbacks in rounds 8 through 11, and another round. So it'll basically be another round of defensive ends, offensive tackles for 3 rounds, corners for 3 rounds, and then the last round will be quarterbacks again. So we're kind of going to snake around back to the idea of a quarterback. So we'll head into round 4 thinking of defensive ends yet again. I'm excited for both. I don't know. It's not really an excitement. It's just like I like football, and I kind of like the idea of having a spring football league. So I like it, I guess. Interesting. Yeah, it rained all day for me, Garrick. Yeah, it sucked. Oh, Panthers get a good running back. Yeah, you would hope so. So there's round 3 down. More defensive ends coming in, then offensive linemen. Let's see. So the Breakers should be picking first in this round. Yeah, there we go. The only thing getting worse than drafted by the Bengals when he probably got drafted by the Bengals is getting drafted to the USFL. What a shame. I'm sure he'd prefer to be a Bengal right now. Something he probably never, you never thought you'd hear somebody say. Oh, I miss being a Bengal. That was good times. David, I believe that's what the XFL is becoming with the G League or with the XFL. Because they're starting out in all the their cities and stuff, but I just hope at least one of the leagues sticks around. Yeah, I think the XFL has the best shot of sticking around long term because the NFL wants to use it as like a testing grounds for like various rules they'd like to implement, maybe technologies, officiating, experiments. Defensive ends and edges again. It'll be breakers, maulers, stallions, gamblers, generals, stars, bandits, and panthers. We kind of have the idea of how these drafts are going to work. Yeah, the XFL has got the NFL backing, and that makes it a little bit more interesting. But as long as we get one league out of this that plays good football, it's all right. Both have good structure, I would say, in the USFL and the XFL. I don't know which team has better structure or which league has better structure. Probably the XFL now, just because the NFL is kind of backing. But, I mean, the USFL is primarily supported by Fox or something like that. Yeah, no, I was going to say it's not like a player sharing or anything like that. I never said that. When I meant developmental league, I meant more like developmental in terms of like rules for the game, officiating, like developmental stuff, technology developmentals. Yeah, that's more. It's kind of like what the Major League Baseball does with the American Baseball Association. I think they like completely fund it, but or they'll fund a large portion of it, so they can test out things like robo-umps, foul pole cameras and shit like that, and foul pole sensors and stuff that they don't really want to try out in their own game, or like in the preseason. Welcome back, Kenny. You want to have a league where you can kind of just throw shit into it and see what happens. For the USFL, they're playing at 2 stadiums in Birmingham, Alabama. I forgot the names of them. But I believe they're just playing all 12 weeks in Alabama, which will really help for like stadium rentals and shit like that. It should help keep the money and costs down. Yeah, that's basically it too, Caden. As long as you do well in these leagues, you could probably get a tryout for the NFL. Yeah, it's nothing like the G League. No, it's more like what baseball does with like the ABA or the ABL. I forgot what but it's like American Baseball League or American Baseball Association or something. I don't remember. We're just waiting for round 4 to get going. We're almost we're about a third of the way through this bitch. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Third of 12 is 4, right? Yeah, the guinea pig league. It's a G league, but it's like the guinea pig league. Yeah. Oh, they're taking a minute to get the picks out. What the fuck? I have a feeling the Breakers already made their pick. Where are they? By the way, thank you for all the likes so far. If you've left one, I appreciate that. It's very kind. Very kind. We're at like 21 of those, so I appreciate that. You guys made your pick? Yeah, I thought they made their pick. Oh, they just made it. James Folston Jr. James Folston Jr. is the next selection by the New Orleans Breakers. Yeah, no, it's a partnership and it's all money. Yeah, it's just a money deal. And they'll probably help them with structuring of the league so they're not completely fucking lost. So the league doesn't fold in on itself inside of 5 weeks. There we go. James Folston Jr. You haven't been in class since Thursday. Sheesh, Kenny. Kenny out here skipping school. Acting a fool. You'd think they'd be going a little bit faster. They're probably helping. I think people think though, like this is like now like Roger Goodell is running the XFL in some like loose capacity, or like Troy Vincent is. No, those guys, they may get some like they may help. Like, hey, should we do this or this? I would do that. You know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the NFL also wants the access to The Rock. No, it was doing fine. It was fine. Yeah, the XFL was fine. It was one of those leagues that were like, hey, if they had the money, I think their biggest concern was making sure the money didn't dry up. Like that was, I think, actually the problem was the money for the XFL as well. There was concerns if they were going to be able to finish everything. I think they were just running out of money in the XFL as well. Or was that the AAF even wasn't doing that bad either, but they straight up ran out of money. They just ran out. The Steelers have drafted Eric Asua. Eric Asua from Western Michigan. Oh, cool. I mean, good for him. He's still garbage, but like, you know, he made it to the semi-pro league, so that's what you get for being a Western Michigan Bronco. Ugh. I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab another soda. I'm back. Yeah, there were other reports though about the longevity of the league. Like, could the XFL have gone 2 seasons without running out of money? I think that was more the issue. Like, I don't think that they had a $500 million purse like I believe the USFL did. Yeah, the NFL stole that this year. Do you not remember the NFL stealing that little part of the XFL? 100% they did. You know how like there would just be a random change play in some games, like when there was a very obvious missed call, all of a sudden teams wouldn't even need to challenge anything and it would just be changed. Yeah, the NFL stole that from the XFL. Like that was what like any good deal the XFL had. The NFL is already somewhat implemented or somewhat added to their own. The only thing they didn't do is Yeah, the XFL. Yeah, that's what it is. It was like there was the XFL is very forward thinking. Oh, the next pick was in. The Birmingham Stallions have selected Seth Thomas. Seth Thomas from Iowa, Northern Iowa. So that'll be the Stallions. Who's up now? Stallions. Gamblers are up now. Gamblers have the next pick in. Yeah, the XFL should be all right. They seem to have had. It's just, a lot of the good players went to the NFL. It took the Tampa Bay Bandits a very long time to tweet out a Michael Scott joke about them picking a guy named Michael Scott. Oh, the next pick was Draquan Brown from Central Oklahoma. Draquan Brown is the Gamblers' next pick. It took them a lot. It took them way too long to make a Michael Scott joke. Like, it took them way the fuck too long. Like, how did I make that immediately upon seeing, the Bandits have drafted from The Office Michael Scott, and they're like, hey, like, yeah, I think everybody made that joke. Malik Hamner. Oh, that's a cool name. Malik Hamner was drafted by the Generals. Malik Hamner. See, some of these teams already know who they're picking. They're like, yeah, we're just trying to get through this. But then you got like the Stallions who have taken forever to make one pick, like twice now. They're like, listen, this is stressful. Like, you've had weeks to prepare for this. What are you doing? But yeah, Malik Hamner will be the next pick heading to the Generals. This is going pretty quick on this side. Yeah, it goes Gamblers, Generals, and now it'll be the Stars due up. The Stars' next pick will be in moments, I'm assuming. They've only got an hour and a half to get like 8 rounds in, so I'm wondering how fast this next bit is going to go. You would think it'd be going a little bit quick. I don't know. We're only at round 4, pick 5. We have. Yeah, I think so. I think the XFL is going to be one of those things where you won't be able to consistently get used to what you're seeing on the field. Because I think they're going to change their rules a lot. And they're going to change the way that they dictate the games. They're going to be very experimental, and I think that's going to be a thing that also helps keep them ahead of other leagues. I hope they figure out what to do with kickoffs too, by the way. I genuinely hate that. I think it's the worst thing in sport is the fucking football kickoff. I love watching it, but like I prefer it if it was just a kick up back every time or touchback. I know that sounds kind of weak, but that's cool. Kyle Lauletta is helping Pittsburgh Mauler coach Kirby Wilson pick players. Man just looks so like, why do every one of them just look sad that this is the position that he's in? Look at this dude. How depressed can you look? I hope he's just tired. Like, I hope he isn't sad. It's like, man. Good for you for being a team leader. All right, Philly has drafted Carroll Phillips. Hey, he's from the Colts. Or he might have played on the Colts for a second. Yep, this will be the third. This will be the second. There's 2 more picks left in the 4th round here. And Carroll Phillips will be the next edge rusher taken. The next round is the tackle round, by the way. So, like, offensive tackles are taken next. Unless it's defensive tackles and I misread it and I didn't see the nose tackle thing. Phillips, Philly, got it. Shit, what the fuck? There we go. XFL had a lot of cool things. Yeah, it did. Yes, it did. A new era of professional football begins this April. I gotta like stretch out soon here in a second. I'm getting. Well, it's the only bummer of like sitting like this involved in this. I like that it's kind of a quick pace, this draft here. You think you'd be to almost halfway done with the draft, you'd be halfway done with you're halfway done for the allotted runtime, and you're not even halfway done with the rounds. Speed it up, teams. What are you doing? What are the Bandits doing? All right, Adam. You have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping in when you could. I appreciate it. Little Timmy's working the controllers. Well, where the hell's the next pick at? Well, they just like stop doing. They're just like, all right, well, we're pretty well set with this draft. We're gonna go ahead and move on to something else. This is like and like I already know the Panthers are gonna make like record selection pick time. Seems like they're the only team that came into this well prepared, which doesn't really surprise me considering they have like the only good head coach in the league. But it's also like, well, are you a little prepared, Tampa Bay? What are we doing here? They're making this way too hard of a decision. I think there's another round of defensive ends. See if they made any kind of move. They drafted Jordan Ta'amu, Mekhi Brown, and Michael Scott, and what's the next one? Now it's just a long waiting game. It's like, what are they doing? Make your pick. Wait. Nope. Wow, this is quite the delay in picks here that's happened suddenly. It's like, wait just one moment, please. Oh, there we go. Adam Schuler from Florida. Looks like it says West Virginia right on his jersey. Maybe I'm misreading something. It says Florida, but clearly this man is wearing a Big 12 jersey with the West Virginia logo on it. Who has the best team? I don't know. It's really hard to determine from a quarterback and 3 defensive ends. I would arguably say Tampa Bay right now because they got the best quarterback. Unless you think Kyle Loletta is better than whoever has him, the Maulers. Well, probably the team that has Jordan Ta'amu is probably the best one right now. But yeah, Adam Schuler went to the Bandits. So now we're just waiting to see the final pick in the 4th round from the Panthers here. We'll probably see that momentarily, then slide into round 5 where they'll pick some offensive tackles coming up. Probably transfer. Yeah, he's probably still like a portal guy. Technically, Clayton Thurston was an Eagle, it looks like. At least, maybe got to practice squad it. Now we're just waiting to see what the Panthers do. In fact, we'll go see if they've already made their pick and they're just being a little laggy here on the USFL main account. Yeah, I forget that there's a lot of transfer overs in college football now. Nope, not yet. Who was the first pick? Shea Patterson from Michigan went to the Panthers. I think everybody who knew Jordan Ta'amu was in this draft was pretty sure that Jordan Ta'amu was going to be the first pick. But I guess the Panthers felt a different way about that. I don't know. It is a quarterback with Jeff Fisher, so there's going to be some mistakes made there, right? It's always going to be a thing. All right. Teams are taking a second now. I guess they want to be a little bit more careful with this last pick. Let's see. We're waiting to see what the Panthers do with their final pick here in the 4th round. Still no words in yet. We'll see if they've made any announcements on their own page. We're rooting for the Panthers, so I hope they make a good selection here. Even though at this point, it's all like backup defensive ends that are getting taken right now. So, I mean, this could be a starter even. I don't know. It's kind of hard to determine 2 through 4, We already had Kayvon Walker. Yeah, I don't know. Not a bad draft so far, I would say. I guess I can go over round 4 really fast. The Bandits selected Adam Schuler. These are all defensive ends. The Philadelphia Stars selected Carroll Phillips. The Generals selected Malik Hamner. The Gamblers selected Draquan Brown. Seth Thomas picked up by the Stallions. Eric Asua was picked up by the Maulers. And the James Alston Jr. was the first pick of the 4th round. Can't wait for them to be done picking defensive ends. I'm bored of watching defensive ends get picked. I mean, I guess I get if you're the last team in the round, I guess I get why it would take you a second. I guess that makes a bit of sense. Maybe all the players you anticipated picking have been selected at this point. Now you're like, fuck. Oh, nothing yet. Wow. About a third of the way done with the draft. We've got the first 4 rounds knocked out of the way. We got 5, obviously. Well, not 5. They made the pick finally. Jesus. Chase Demore. So Chase Demore was the next pick. So that'll wrap up the round. Do you know who that is, Kenny? You sound surprised. Oh, they didn't tweet this out themselves yet. Ha ha ha! I beat the USFL site. Why was that the top thing on my? Was that real? Okay, I was gonna say I don't think that was real. It didn't seem real. Who did the Stars get? And what round? I'm sorry. just now. They drafted Carol Phillips this round. Yeah, it did take a while, and they still haven't even put it on this page yet. Do they just give up on their own draft after half the picks? Their own main Twitter account is just like, we're not following this shit anymore. Well, now they're going into the tackle round here in round 5. And they picked up Chase Demore from the as the final pick in the round. I don't think so, Stanley. Stanley? Yeah. I don't think so. But, you know, I wouldn't be too surprised. That wouldn't be too shocking, I don't think. Oh, there we go. They finally decided to make that news. But yeah, Chase Demore is the next pick. That'll end the defensive end selections of this round of today. And then they'll now move on to round 5, which is going to be the tackles round, offensive tackles, 5, 6, 7, I believe. So yeah, to recap this round, the Panthers selected Chase Demore. The Bandits selected Adam Schuler. The Stars selected Carol Phillips. The Generals selected Malik Hamner. Draquan Brown went to the Gamblers. Seth Thomas went to the Stallions. The Maulers selected Eric Asua. And James Folston Jr. went to the Breakers. We're going to go to round 5 here whenever they decide to get that going. Okay, that was real. KFC did not post an image of a drumstick for Black History Month. Oh, you would hope not. I feel like there's always at least once a Black History Month, KFC gets accused of some crazy racist shit that they never did. Feels like it's not truly a Black History Month without KFC being accused of doing nothing. of putting some, I don't even know what. Well, eventually they'll continue with this draft. Unless they just lost interest, like the USFL halfway through the draft, and what are we doing? We're just not going to do it no more, guys. That's it. Did they get really discouraged about their draft? I'm not really certain what's happening. Oh, we'll just check out the Panthers page. Chase was in that one Netflix show. Oh, that's pretty cool. What is that, like Last Chance U? They'll pick first they'll get the first tackle in this round. Here in round 5 coming up. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun. I guess I can go over a quick draft recap. Here in the first round, Shea Patterson went to the Panthers. The Bandits selected Jordan Teamu. The Stars got Brian Scott. The Generals got Ben Holmes. The Gamblers selected Clayton Thorson. The Stallions selected Alex McGuff, maybe. I'm not. Kyle Loletta went to the Maulers. And Kyle Sloter went over to the Breakers. Oh, Too Hot to Handle. Oh, I thought it was like Last Chance U or something like that. What did I click on? Oh, whatever. Round 2. This is when the rounds of defensive ends started. To the Breakers went Davin Bellamy. Carlo Kemp went to the Maulers. The Stallions selected Aaron Attaway. I don't know. Chris Odom went to the Gamblers. Bryson Young went to the Generals. The Stars selected Freedom Akinmoladun. The Bandits selected Mekhi Brown, and Adalwe Attaway went to the Panthers. Round 3, the Panthers selected Kayvon Walker. Michael Scott went to the Bandits. Gus Cumberlander went to the Stars. The Generals selected Colin Hill. The Gamblers took Ahmad Gooden. Stallions went with Chauncey Haney. The Maulers selected Nasir Player. And the Breakers went with Henry St. Amour. And obviously round 4 just happened. Now we'll be going to the tackle side of things. Ooh, scary. At some point. I don't really know what's going on with the... Oh, here we go. Oh, a compensatory pick. Uh-oh. Breaking news. Burr, burr, burr. The Breakers have passed on a future round. So some round in the future, they have... Okay, so basically, the Breakers wanted to add another defensive end for their picks, and that is going to be Nigel Chavis. Nigel Chavis will be a compensatory pick to add on to the end of the 4th round. What's up, Esteban? So, Jonathan Newsom did the same thing. So the Stallions have done the same exact thing. So the Breakers and the Stallions have both went with compensatory picks to add in more defensive ends, giving each of the teams 4 instead of the 3. So there's a slew of compensation picks coming in right now. I'm not sure if that means that more teams are potentially aiming to do this. That makes sense as to why round 5 wasn't starting. I was like, what the hell happened? Where's the draft at? So basically, they give up later picks in the future round to add more into the round that they're currently on. And the way this works is since both of these teams both wanted to do this, it goes to your order in the round. So like the Breakers picked last picked first. They get to pick first in the compensation rounds. Then obviously so on and so forth. Now we're just waiting to see what happens next. Did anyone else decide to go with another defensive end? Guess we'll find out in a moment's time. There might be more of this going on. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Round 3. All right. Sorry, I just had to look at something. Sorry, I just got distracted by something. My bad. Round 4 is officially over. All right. Now they're going to the offensive tackle round. We had 2 additions in that round, so obviously the Breakers and the Stallions gave up later picks in different rounds to acquire 2 more defensive end picks. So the Breakers selected James Folston Jr. and Nigel Chavis. The Maulers went with Eric Asua. The Stallions went with Seth Thomas and Jonathan Newsom. The Gamblers selected Draquan Brown that round. The Generals went with Malik Hamner. Carol Phillips went to the Stars. Adam Schuler went to the Bandits. And, of course, the Panthers selected Chase Demore. And, obviously, the Breakers and Stallions, we already said their picks. But they'll lose 2 picks later on in the draft. Now, round 5 will be this, it'll be the tackle round coming up. Offensive tackles, so it'll be the Maulers, Stallions, Gamblers, Breakers, Panthers, Generals, Stars, and Bandits. See, this is what I meant by they did a snake draft where it randomly changes. So, this is what I meant by like a comprehensive snake. Like, yeah, it snakes, but then it changes up for like weird, what they think is like a competitive, balanced, I don't know. They determine this will provide the most balance as if they do it in this weird order. Now we're on to round 5, 6, and 7, which will cover offensive tackles. 5, 6, and 7 cover offensive tackle position. So it'll be the Maulers, Stallions, Gamblers, Breakers, Panthers, Generals, Stars, Bandits, and then Bandits, Stars, Generals, Panthers. Being in the 5 or the 6 in these really would suck. You could tell 5 and I think it's 4 and 5 or 5 and 6 are the worst spots to be in because the 1 and the 4 and 5 are the worst spots to be in because 1 and 10 are arguably the best spots to be in these two. Looks like there's early season power rankings. Really? Who are the how could they have early season power rankings with no teams yet? So the Maulers are up first. Have they made their first offensive lineman selection? H-Town. Oh, Houston. That's right. That makes more sense. Yeah, they have. They've already made their pick. I thought so. It'll be Chidi Okeke. Okeke. So Chidi Okeke is going to be the very first offensive lineman taken here in the USFL draft. Who's got the next one? The Stallions now picking second for lineman. Let that update. I figured they were taking a little too long on the USFL main page. But Chidi Okeke went to the Maulers. Now we're looking to see if the Stallions have made their selection. No, they haven't yet. They haven't even changed it. Let's see. Stallions. What are they doing? Gamblers are next. Darius Harper. What I thought. All right. They selected their first offensive lineman. It looks like Darius Harper is going to be the selection for the Stallions. It'll be Darius Harper. Yeah, they look like they're all right. I don't know. I know about as much as about the Panthers picks as I do about the other teams' picks. They should have went Jordan Teamu, but I don't know. It's not the worst pick. All right, here they go. They're finally up to date. Chidi Okeke and goes to the Maulers, and now the Stallions pick up Darius Harper. Due up next, it'll be the Gamblers, then the Breakers. So Gamblers due up now. We'll see if they've made their selection as offensive for their offensive tackle. No, all right, we'll go check it out. Gamblers. You notice how every team is red or black? And then there's the Breakers and the Maulers are purple and blue. But like almost every team is red and gold, and then there's like red and black, and then red and multicolored. Brandon Hittner is the next offensive lineman taken. Brandon Hittner. Get it? Because he's Hittner from the back. Go. But yeah, Brandon Hittner is the next pick in the draft. You can't move as fast as I can, USFL page. So yeah, that'll be the next pick by the Gamblers, which means that the Breakers are due up next, right? If I remember reading that right. So it'll be Breakers, Panthers. So it'll be the Breakers due up next. We'll see what they all do for offensive linemen. Not really, Stanley. Like they won't share players, but like it'll be like the NFL's rules developmental league. They'll develop like different technology, different rules, different just random different things for the NFL to get funding from the NFL, if that makes sense. But I don't think there'll be like any kind of player sharing going on. No. Well, I mean, that's more what the XFL is doing. The USFL is completely independent of the NFL. Players will probably get drafted from the USFL or signed from the USFL. But yeah, there's not even a loose connection between the XFL or the NFL and the USFL. At least with the XFL, there's like a minor connection between. It's not on TV. It's on social media. That's the problem. It's all just a Twitter draft, basically. They made their selection. It looks like it's going to be Paul Adams. Paul Adams will be the next tackle off the board for the Breakers. Now up is the Panthers, but the Paul Adams is the pick by these New Orleans Breakers. The Panthers are now on the clock, I believe. Yeah. Panthers and then Generals. So the Panthers are up next. But yeah, Paul Adams, I believe, was the name of the guy that was just drafted by the Breakers. Breakers. Yeah, Paul Adams. Now the Panthers are up. Let's see if they've already made their selection because they seem to be moving rather slowly here on the main USFL page. Rush that. Let's see. Waiting for things to load. Nope, that hasn't come in yet. It's pretty crazy that Shea Patterson was the very first person selected in this draft, when it probably really should have been Mr. Teamu. But such is the life of, I guess, a Michigan quarterback. Go Ducks. Just because Jeff Schwartz tweeted that, they're like, oh, that's more important than tweeting out our stuff on time. All right, let's see who the Panthers selected. They have 1 hour to complete the rest of the rounds of this draft, by the way. Keith Williams was the next offensive lineman selected. Keith Williams. Offensive lineman. Heading to the NFL from Colorado State, Keith Williams. See if they know yet. Let's see if the USFL main account has tweeted this yet. Oh, they got it in. Okay. All right, they got the Keith Williams pick. What's next? You got the Generals, Stars, and Bandits. Generals, Stars, and Bandits. So the Generals are up now. We'll see if they've made their selection yet. Because this is supposed to be 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. to get all 12 of our first runs. Yeah, they got their pick in. The Generals have selected Garrett McGinn. McGinn? All right. Garrett McGinn was selected by the Generals. I think it's Stars and Bandits are the two left. If I remember right, Stars and Bandits. Round 5 went a lot faster, though. I'm going to double check that. Yep, Stars and Bandits do up next. So we'll see what selections they decide to make here. Let's see. Nope. Okay. Let's see if they've actually made their pick and they're just being kind of slow. What the Bandits got. Hey, 26 likes. I appreciate that, everybody. Very kind. Thanks for watching tonight, by the way. Appreciate that. All right, they haven't made their pick yet. No one drafted Johnny Manziel yet. There's a second quarterback round for round 12 that kind of makes it a little interesting that he might get picked up. So, you know. But a bunch of nobodies went in the first round, minus like Kyle, Loletta, Jordan Teamu, and like Shea Patterson, I guess would be the big names from the first round. Where the hell is... Oh, no, I meant the Bandits. Oh, wait, it's Stars and Bandits. So what's going on with the Stars? They made their linemen. Nope. Is this the pick they skipped, or what are they doing? But yeah, Jay, no one's selected Mr. Manziel quite yet. We'll see. I mean, it's a good shot. Uh-oh. Am I lagging? Sorry if it lags. I'm not on the best computer right now. All right. Blake Camper. Blake Allen Camper was drafted. Blake Allen Camper to the Stars, and now the Bandits will make the last pick here in the 5th round, and will slide into the 6th. More offensive tackles to be taken in round 6 and 7, and then it becomes the corner round from 8 to 11, and then round 12 is the quarterbacks. Now we're on the Banditos. But yeah, I'm on like a backup computer for a little while longer. I'm not sure how much longer. Hopefully not too much longer. Kind of all just depends. What's taking the Bandits Twitter page so long to load? Are either of these gonna load? What the fuck? Let's see if the... All right, here we go. The Bandits did not make their pick. That was the slowest I've ever seen anything load. Holy shit. All right. Gotta check something here real fast. All right. Let's see if they've made their pick. Because this will be the last pick in round 5 for the Bandits. They haven't made their offensive lineman pick yet. Don't look like. Oh, what is this doing? Ooh. Hey. Yeah, I should be over this pretty soon now that I'm looking at everything. Anyway. So, all right, here we go. We got offensive lineman Tyler Catalina. Tyler Catalina is going to the Tampa Bay Bandits, and that'll end round 5. Looks like round 6 will be coming up soon. But it'll be more offensive tackles coming up. So far, a pretty good draft, I would say. Kind of a lot of who and huh. I've never seen that name before, but we're making our way through the draft so far. There is something I want to look at, though. Is this like super laggy or something? I do apologize if there's like a lot of lag. It's, you know, my channel normally isn't laggy. I'm using like a busted up old computer. My good computer, you can see the top of it like right down there, is kind of fucked up. And I have to my processor is getting repaired in it, so it's, you know, I'm a little behind. He's not that good. Well, no, he's not. Well, obviously. All right. The first 8 offensive tackles have been drafted. The Maulers took Chidi Okeke. Darius Harper went to the Stallions. The Gamblers selected Brandon Hittner. The Breakers took Paul Adams. The Panthers took Keith Williams. The Generals took Garrett McGinn, and the Stars took Blake Allen Camper, and Tyler Catalina went to the Bandits. Obviously, in round 6, it'll be offensive tackles again. It'll be the Bandits, Stars, Generals, Panthers, Breakers, Gamblers, Stallions, and Maulers this round. Yep. Bandits, Stars, Generals, Panthers, Breakers, Gamblers, Stallions, and Maulers coming up here for offensive linemen, round 6. They have 58 minutes to get a lot of picks in. Do you think that they can actually finish this first day of drafting and it's inside of their 10 o'clock period? Or do you think that they're going to not be able to maintain their own thing there? Their own demands, their own conscriptions. There's something I want to check. Oh yeah, let's check that. Sorry, I'm just looking at something real quick. I apologize. Sorry, if I ever go quiet, it's just I'm reading something really fast or trying to find something to bring up really quick. They start round 6? Not quite. Not quite. All right, let's see. Round 6 started? Yeah, we know Manziel's not that good. The Benditos. Let's see if they've actually made their pick, and it's just not coming in quite yet. They were like 3 minutes behind on this last time, so we'll see if the Bandits have, of course, made their first selection of offensive linemen. Well, I guess their second offensive lineman pick, but like their first of this round. That's not confusing enough. I don't really know what is. Nope, their last pick was Tyler Catalina, and it looks like they're still on Tyler Catalina. Waiting for the things to open. Anyway, you guys having a good night? Hopefully, staying warm if it's cold where you are, staying dry if you're dealing with snow or rain like I am. The only thing that sucks, like when it rains all day, like it did today, is as soon as like the sun goes down or it gets like 2 degrees colder, it's going to turn into ice and snow. And that's pretty much what's happening as it's 31, 32 degrees. Everything, whenever I look outside, it looks like everything's just kind of getting icier and icier. And I'm like, oh boy, that could create quite the disaster situation for the future. Especially like, you know, people driving late at night and before they can get anything on the roads. Let's see. All right, they got another pick. Corbin Kaufusi. Corbin Kaufusi is the next pick here at round 6 for part 1. It's probably not the best idea, coolest thing. Hey, look at that. Jordan Tamu was helping with the picks. Looks like all the quarterbacks are like in-house kind of hanging out. All right, so now it'll be who's next? The Stars and then Generals and Panthers. So Stars, Generals, Panthers are next. So Stars are up for their second pick on the offensive tackle position. Like your left tackle, your right tackle, left tackle, depending on how you want to build it. I think there's one lefty, so you kind of got to be a little bit interesting with that. Stars, right? Yeah. See if they get their shit going. See if they've made a pick. Nope, still on Blake Allen Campa. Give it the old refresh here, and hopefully we'll see. Oh, here we go. Philadelphia Stars have picked up Philly Michael Rodriguez III. Oh, wait, no. Michael Rodriguez III. I really thought they got another guy. I thought the Philadelphia Stars picked up a player named Philly Rodriguez III. I don't know why I thought that. But boy, that'd be a cool fucking name if his name was Philly. And he went to Philadelphia. I'd be like, man, that guy was like destined to play for them. All right, I think the Generals are due up now. Yep, it'll be the Generals, then the Panthers this round. So Generals are now due up after Michael Rodriguez goes to the Stars. Now we'll see what the Generals do. Dun, dun, dun. Probably the reason that we don't have a Washington Generals in the NFL is because of the New Jersey Generals. They probably beat them to the name. All right. Let's see. So we're looking for the Generals. So let's go see if they made their pick. Oh, boy. Calvin Ashley. I think that's the next lineman. Yep. Calvin Ashley. Yep. Calvin Ashley from Auburn is the next offensive lineman taken. Now it'll be the Panthers on the deck. Panthers have not on the deck. They're on the clock. The Panthers are on the clock now after Calvin Ashley has been drafted by the Generals. The Generals in command. That's got to be a shot, right? Like, the team that has the name that Washington wanted just went in command. That's definitely a shot, right? Like, it feels like a shot anyway. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, Panthers are up next, so we'll probably have to prime them up. And then after the Panthers, it'll be the Breakers. Looks like, yeah, Breakers, Gamblers, Stallions, and then the Maulers. Teton Salads. Saltes. Teton Saltes is the next offensive lineman taken. He's going to be playing for the Panthers. Teton Saltes. I'm probably not saying that right, but I'm not that good at names, I'll be honest. I probably gotten most of these names wrong tonight. I'll be very honest with you. Not very good at pronouncing names. But that means it'll be the Breakers, Gamblers, and then Stallions. So Breakers are up next. Hey, Calvin Ashley was the first HBCU selection in the inaugural USFL draft. The Generals take the first HBCU player. The guy's probably pissed off. He's like, damn, I thought I'd go to the NFL in a month. This sucks. This guy here, Calvin Ashley. He must transferred to HBCU. Must have finished his career off at HBCU and didn't think he'd get NFL looks or something. I'm not too sure. All right, we're just waiting now to see what the Breakers do with the ball. I'll probably just pop open their page and see if they've made their selection. Nope. They're still waiting to make their pick. I'm running out of energy. I'm gonna be honest, man. This is 2 hours of pretty involved work. It feels like constant, just refreshing, having to stay sharp with it. Reading a lot of names. See what they're gonna do. All right. Darnell Green. Darnell. Donnell Green is going to be the next offensive lineman taken. I'm just gonna assume that that's the name. We're gonna go with them. The New Orleans Breakers take Donnell Green as their offensive lineman. We'll see what the next pick happens to be. I believe that leaves it to the Gamblers to pick next. Yep, Gamblers are up next for their next offensive lineman selection. We shall see what they do. But Donnell Green from Minnesota, or Donnell. Donnell. That looks like he was like, that's a weird name. Looks like what a guy named Don would try to name his daughter to name him like Don Jr. Goes, oh, that's Donnell, not Don Jr. You think I'm a fucking piece of shit? All right. Keep things kind of fresh and keep them moving. No one said a word in 10 minutes straight. Brandon Hitler was the last guy drafted. Oh, Hittner, not Hitler. Oh. Well, that would have been an awkward one. About to make fun of a team for drafting a player with the last name Hitler, but then just realized that would have been I'd have sounded like a fool. We're just waiting to see what the Gamblers do. The Gamblers, and then the Stallions, and then the Maulers. It seems like the Maulers are never picking. Like I feels like they pick so fast and just like they're always ready to go. So kudos to the Maulers who seem to be prepared for this draft. Because it's also like I feel like the Gamblers haven't really picked either, and it takes them forever to make a decision. Like the Maulers will spend 35 seconds, not even 30 seconds on the clock. They're like, we already got our picks. We have 5 different opportunities. Come on. And you been looking at Twitter? Yeah, same here, Kenny. Just kind of trying to keep it fresh and see what's going on. What do we got? The Gamblers? Let's see. Man, they have not made their pick yet in Houston. I wonder if they're trading this pick away or something. Or not trading it, but like doing some weird shit with it. How are they gonna get 6 rounds after? Because they're halfway done, and it took 3 hours. I don't think they anticipated how unless they're just gonna fucking fly through the next 6 rounds. I sincerely don't see this finishing up in a half an hour. All right, the Gamblers have selected, from Last Chance U to the USFL. The Gamblers have selected Avery Genesee. Hey, congrats to the big fella. Sounds like he went from the Last Chance U to playing at pro football. So good for the guy. So that means the Stallions are due up next. So Avery Genesee, probably some of you guys might know him if you watch you watched Last Chance U. If you didn't watch Last Chance U, you probably have no idea who this guy is. So unless he just played at one of those schools, he wasn't actually on the show. The Stallions have already made their pick with O'Shea Douglas. We all should probably know who O'Shea Douglas is. He didn't last very long in the NFL, but I remember him very clearly in the NFL. O'Shea Douglas was selected by the Stallions. And then that'll leave the Maulers with their last pick of the 6th round. Waiting to finish up round 6 here. It'll be over in moments, I'm assuming. This is easily going to be my most followed fucking visited page in for 3 weeks because of tonight. This fucking USFL Twitter account is just going to be like in my fucking anytime I press a T, it's just going to be twitter.com/the USFL. Like, nah, I was just going to Twitch. I was trying to think of like, well, what are all the T sites I visit? It's like Twitter, Twitch. I don't really go on anything else with that starts with the T in the name. It's like you know what I mean? Not a lot of T name websites. I guess it's not that big of a deal. I don't have to worry about it. The Maulers have selected Isaiah Battle. Oh, that's a good name. Good name for a pro football player is Isaiah Battle. So we're done with round 6 now. It looks like round 6 has come to a conclusion. We finished with round 6, and it looks like round 7's coming up. Let's see. So it'll be Isaiah Battle went to the Maulers this round. O'Shea Douglas went to the Stallions. The Gamblers picked up Avery Genesee. Or Genesee. The Breakers picked up Donnell Green. The Panthers selected Teton Saltes. The Jerseys took Calvin Ashley. The Stars took Michael Rodriguez III. The Bandits took Corbin Kaufusi. And that was that. So round 7, it'll be offensive tackles again. It'll be the Maulers, Stallions, Gamblers, Breakers, Panthers, Generals, Stars, and Bandits. This is the last round for offensive tackles. So I would imagine you might see more of like you did when you in round 4, where guys like took in extra picks to get more offensive defensive ends. You might see more guys pick up a couple more offensive tackles. So yeah, this is round 6. Just to kind of recap it again: Corbin Kafowski, Michael Rodriguez III, Calvin Ashley. Panthers got Teton Saltes. Breakers went with Donnell Green. Avery Gannissi went to the Gamblers. Stallions went with O'Shea Douglas. And Isaiah Battle went to the Maulers. Round 7 starting soon. Offensive linemen. Well, not linemen in general, just tackles. Round 7. They might, if they can pull off the next 2 rounds in like 10 minutes, they could probably finish this at 10 o'clock. I don't know, though. It's starting to not look like they're going to get... They got to speed this thing up. Round 7 offensive tackles. What the... All right, anyway. Sorry, someone was like blowing my phone up. Maulers, Stallions, Gamblers, Breakers, Panthers, Generals, Stars, and Bandits all do up this round. All right. Maulers is who's up. Let's see if they made their pick and they're just being a little slow on this page. Last round to the offensive linemen. Well, the offensive tackles anyway. All right, they went with Isaiah Battle, so they still haven't added a new pick in yet. One more time, round 7, OTs. Is he? Hell yeah, Luan. Hell yeah. What team? Hell yeah, congrats to your buddy. I'm sure he's fucking going crazy about it. Yeah, I'm glad. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. All right, all right, they're taking a minute. I don't know why they keep putting this much time between the rounds. Like, this should finish at 10. Like, they can actually still finish this in a half an hour, despite only being at round 7. But they're taking way too long to get this 7 to 10. No wonder they decided not to put this on TV. Because there's no way they could have secured like guaranteed the time window. His name is Amani Dennis. He is a defensive back. Oh shit, that's next round, right? Corners and stuff. That's I believe the next round, right? That starts in round 8. 8 through 11, I believe, is the corner round. And then it's one last like quarterbacks for the evening. Where the hell is the next pick? Trying to get done with it. Oh, I'm getting like weird lag on my computer. That lagged, I apologize. I don't know what the fuck that was. Like I said, expecting a team to not them to take breaks, and this is kind of weird. Sorry if that lagged. I'm literally on my shitty backup computer for about hopefully not much more than a week. Like I'm hoping Saturday is the last day I have to use this thing. But we shall see. Waiting for my old processor to get repaired, so I got to use the backup boy. It's nice to have a backup computer, in all honesty. But you know, it's just fucking kind of garbage. Works for what it is, what I need it for. Why the hell aren't they drafting? Like, there is literally nothing to talk about in between. Like, I don't know what to talk about between the picks because I've kind of talked about a lot of stuff within this almost 3-hour stream now. Come on. Oh my goodness. I'll be back in like 2 seconds. I need to stretch my. Oh. If they made any updates. Let's see. My guess is no. Oh, they got somebody. All right, the mullet. They did make their pick. Okay, they are brothers. I was gonna say that's pretty cool that they're both brothers. Hey, congrats, boys. But yeah, Charles Baldwin was drafted here for the Maulers. So good for Mr. Baldwin. All the Baldwins are dead. So that'll be picked up by the Maulers. Now it'll be the Stallions who are on deck picking their next offensive lineman. Chucky Baldwin. Really that boy up before. All right, that'll work. I don't have the equipment to stand up anymore, really. Kind of weird to like bend down. Looks like the Stallions have made their pick and their last offensive lineman, unless they add picks to the end of this round by giving up future picks in the draft. Looks like they will go with Justice Powers from UAB, Alabama. I believe that's where that college is, anyway. The UAB Dragons or some shit like that. All right, it'll be the Gamblers, then the Breakers. Gamblers, then the Breakers. We're in round 7, Slim. I know, like the draft is supposed to be over in like 30 minutes, and we're in round 7, pick 3 coming up. The Gamblers have selected John Yarborough. That's John Yarborough for the 7th pick, for the 7th round, 3rd pick of this draft so far. It'll be John Yarborough. Now up, it'll be the Breakers to make their final potential offensive tackle choice of this draft. Can't imagine they're trying to like drag any kind of ass the rest of these rounds here to try to get this done as close as they can to 10 o'clock. All right, so now it just looks like we're looking for the next pick. It'll be the Breakers, then the Panthers, then I believe the Stars, General Stars Bandits, I believe. So, but yeah, John Yarbrough was the next pick. Then Justice Powers went to the Stallions. With Marquise Lucas. Marquise Lucas goes to the Breakers. The Breakers select Marquise Lucas. Now the Panthers are on the clock. Panthers are on the clock. Panthers, Generals, Stars, and Bandits are who are left now after the Breakers have selected Marquise Lucas. We're whittling down the picks here quickly in the 7th round. Yeah, we're still just waiting for the next pick to come up, but yeah, so staying pretty good so far. All right, let me give it a refresh. still waiting on the pick here for the Panthers in the final round of the tackles. Looks like it's like the weirdest texture on the grass right now. It's like a snow sleet nasty combo. It just looks like really grass. It looks pretty nasty. Well, let's just go see if the Panthers have already made their pick. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. Wide. Heck. Slightly up. Ugh. Thing is like difficult to move. All right, there we go. All right, back to being good. Michigan Panthers. You think they're overpowered? Nah, I don't think so. That'd be kind of cool though. Boy, they're taking a long time to get this next pick out. What the fuck? The Panthers are just trying to ensure this goes longer than 10 o'clock. Sorry about the weird noise right there. Feels good. All right, there we go. All right, they've selected Joshua Dunlap. Joshua Dunlap with the 5th pick in the 7th round. Now the Generals will be on deck. The Generals are on deck. Might snow again tomorrow. That makes sense. Yeah, we're supposed to. It's been kind of weird. It's been raining or snowing in the state. Pretty regularly. So now we're on to the Generals here after the Panthers have made their selection. Wondering who the Panthers will. Well, not the Panthers. They've just drafted. The Gamblers. No, not them. I already looked at them. The Generals. Is that who? That's who. The Panthers, I already forgot who they picked. Usually by now they would have. Oh, Dunlap. Yeah, Joshua Dunlap. And now we're going to see if the Generals have made their tackle selection, their final one, to, inch closer to the end of the round. Let's see. Uh-oh. What am I doing? Am I doing too much clicking? Terry Poole, it looks like. Terry Poole. So it does look like they have made 2 selections. It'll be Terry Poole. Hopefully this means the USFL main Twitter account will be updated. We can just kind of keep track of the last 2. It'll be, Joshua Dunlap. And then there's already the Generals pick, which they've now gone out of selection because they've forgot to get the other one, it looks like. It's snowing for you. But Terry Poole and Joshua Dunlap are the next 2. And then with the 6th pick, with the 7th pick, it'll be up to the Stars and then Bandits. Stars and Bandits, I believe, right? Yeah. So now we're waiting to see what the Stars do here in the 7th round for their final tackle pick. And the Generals made their. Oh, I already read that one. Terry Poole. Oh, they deleted it and then retweeted. Okay, there you go. Now they have it all right. There they go. All right. Yeah, the Stars are next. Let's see if they've already made their pick. It's snowing for you right now. Yeah, I get. Yeah. All righty. See if the Stars have made a selection. Oh, it's still Michael Rodriguez the third, so we're still waiting to see. Obviously, Stars Bandits. There's a snowbank that's almost taller than you. Dang. Pretty, that's a lot of snow. Yeah, just waiting to see what the Stars do. They seem to be taking a minute. What's up, Matthew? How's it going, boss? Am I dirty? No, I shower. Are you? Mr. Wong? I'm good. I'm good. How you doing? Man, they're still at Michael Rodriguez the third. Where's their pick at? It's crazy how long the picks are between some of these teams. It's like how in an 8-team draft in what should be the closing moments are you going 30 minutes between picks? What's your question, dog? What's your question? Oh my gosh. Make the pick. Get some hot chicken? Hell yeah. It's always good. They're gonna give us the Stars pick here? No. I guess the Stars are gonna hold this up till 10, 11 p.m. Have I been to Dave and Buster's? Nah. Do I have an imaginary friend? No, I'm 28. If I had an imaginary friend at 28, doesn't that constitute a form of mental illness at that point? Like when you're in your almost 30s, you should probably not have any of that. Jalen Embry, cornerback out of TSL Avengers. Hey, I hope so, man. I mean, if they ever get to the 8th round of this draft, then potentially, yes. Would I like to join your church group? Dave and Buster's? No, I'm all right. I'm not into the whole religion thing. I appreciate the offer, though. You ate the snow? Come on. A really long time since the last. What are the Stars like up to? Like, are they just sitting around, just not figuring it out? I think they've finally made a pick. All right, Jacob Paul Burton is the next lineman taken. All right. Well, see you later, dog. Go troll somewhere else. Jacob Burton, though, out of Baylor. I guess you're with him, Philip. And all right, Tampa Bay ends the round very quickly, taking Juwan Bushell Beauty or Beatty. What a name! Juwan Bushell Beatty is the next person taken from the draft. What's going on? I don't like that. It's lagging. Hold on a minute. That's annoying. Why can't I click on it? I want to watch my own shit. No. Anyway. All right, now they're going to go into the next round here, round 8. And that probably means that they're going to start the defensive backs. I believe it's corners or just general DBs coming up. But it's 8, 9, and 10 are going to be the 8, 9, 10, maybe even 11 are the next or how this is going to break down. Yeah, it's rounds 8, 9, 10, and 11, I think, are the corners or defensive backs. Yeah, we have quite a bit of ways to go. Oh boy, my computer's really starting to play games, isn't it? The fuck is the background doing? How far is this behind now? Interesting. How far is this behind? Oh, that's quite a delay. The fuck happened? How is this so far behind? Really fucking far. What the fuck? Not good. Well, I don't know how much longer of this I'm going to cover. I'm going to be really honest. I'm getting really fucking bored and my computer's starting to lag up pretty bad. Compensatory pick. All right. Birmingham added another tackle. Matthew Snow. That's probably why the draft wasn't advancing into the next round at all. Yeah, same, Max. Outside of, this is... I'm just running out of steam to keep covering this like this. By the way, thank you for the likes tonight. All right. I really don't know why this is Another compensation pick was taken for this time it was the Michigan Panthers. They added another offensive tackle in Joshua Taylor. So looks like they're still trying to figure out compensatory picks for the round 7 before it comes to a close. Couple teams adding in some guys. The Stallions and the Panthers both adding in extra picks for the tackle position. Yeah, it's moving pretty slow. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know if I want to keep watching because it's like, how the hell do you still have? Let's see, round 8, 9, 10, 11, and 5 rounds of a 12-round draft after 7 minutes until your intended finish time. But I'll do about 3 hours tonight. That's what I initially intend. All right, round 7's officially over. Why the fuck is this so far fucking behind, man? So yeah, round 7, it'll look like this. The Maulers took Charles Baldwin. The Stallions took Justice Powers. The Gamblers took John Yarborough. Marquise Lucas went to the Breakers. Joshua Dunlap went to the Panthers. The Generals took Terry Poole. Jacob Paul Burton went to the Stars. Juwan Bushel Beatty to the Bandits. The Stallions with the compensation pick took Matthew Snow. And the Panthers with the compensation selection went with Joshua Taylor to round out the offensive tackles taken in the draft. All right. What's up? Oh, okay, bye. What's up? Did you guys really make fake accounts to come back? That's kind of weird. You guys probably shouldn't type the same if you want to troll, just so you're aware. I like to help out the mentally retarded. It's like the community service work I like to do. So when you make multiple accounts to troll, what you'll want to do is not do the exact same things, nor type the exact same way that you just were. You can switch it up by not using punctuation, spelling correctly, spelling incorrectly, using different words, not talking the same as your accomplice. Those are the big things that can really make you a better troll. I'm trying to help. I hope you know that. I'm just being a good guy, just to try to up your trolling. So I'll give you a 0 out of 10 on that effort. What's up, Brandon? No, it's the same. It's either one person or 2 people making multiple accounts. Yeah, no. Well, it's 1 or 2 people. This is their 4th time or 2nd time each getting blocked. They're not smart enough to troll effectively, sadly. They're about to be back in like 30 seconds, just so we're all aware. Like, they're not very good at what they do, sadly. I like good trolls, you know. It's I like good trolling, you know what I mean? It's funny. I laugh. But like when you're that bad at it, it's like, dude, come on. You're embarrassing. Like, good. It's only halfway through. All right, I'll cover round 8. But like at some point, I'm all good. They're only halfway through, and it was supposed to be done at 10 o'clock. They sincerely missold how long this could potentially take. I don't think they should have slapped a 7 to 10 on this. You're going for the Gamblers? Hell yeah, Brandon. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'm having fun doing it. It's just I have other plans this evening. So I wanted to work on some homework. All right, round 8, corners coming up. It'll be the Bandits, Stars, Generals, Panthers, Breakers, Gamblers, Stallions, and Maulers. So it looks like they're kind of flipping things around. Nope, okay, it's still the Snake from the, what was that, round 4 when they switched out of that? All right, corners up. It'll be Bandits, Stars, Generals, Panthers, Breakers, Gamblers, Stallions, and Maulers. We'll see how the corners go. A little exciting because it's no longer like tackles and DNs. So that's cool. They should have maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's not that big a deal picking the same position 3 times, but they really got to speed it up a little bit here. They got 2 minutes to finish 5 rounds of drafting, basically. I don't think they can physically draft that many people that quickly. Yeah, Mike, I agree. I really am not sure why they decided not to televise this. Probably because they couldn't agree to what like any kind of time length, how long this could take. They're like, we're thinking 3 hours, but like they could have just televised the first 3 hours and ended it on round 7 on TV, you know, and just did 8 through 13, or what is it, 8 through 12 on social media, social media. The first 7 rounds could have been shown. Plus, it would have been a way to introduce some of these players that, you know, like the Brian, who the fuck, that quarterback that was taken like 3rd overall by the Stars. Let's see. 2, 1, give me 1. Like guys like Brian Scott or Ben Holmes. Would have been good to figure out who those people were. Yeah, Mike, you know, the Panthers will be pretty good probably. They have the best coach probably in the league, and it's really not even that close. The scale and scope, and difference of coaching. See, the Bandits are up right now. Let's see if they've gone and made their pick for their corner. Sorry about the lag, dude. That's really bad. That's another reason why my computer's starting to lag a lot. I'm not really sure what it's doing. Not really sure. But this POG is sure motherfucking being slow. She's starting to have a little bit of troubles here later on in the stream. I don't think there's a time limit. like some teams pick in like 5 seconds, and I've seen it go as long as about 6 minutes for the longest time between picks. But it somehow has just spread this out into like what's going to look like a 5-6 hour event. God, dude, what the fuck? It's moving so slowly right now. Oh, they have taken their pick. Okay. Who is it? They're going to announce it. Delrick Abrams Jr. Delrick Abrams Jr. will be the first corner taken off the board. Delrick Abrams Jr. is the first corner selected here in the USFL by the Tampa Bay Bandits. Okay, there it is. Derek Abrams Jr. from Colorado. So good for him. We'll see who the next corner taken. Who the fuck is it? This is weird. Tampa's drafting first this time, so it'll be the Stars up next. Okay. The Stars are up. Sorry guys, I'm running out of energy. Yeah, dude, this is like a long. This has been 3 hours already, and we're only about halfway through. And I'm losing my ability to focus on this shit rather quickly. The Stars have selected cornerback from Michigan, Channing Stribling. Channing Stribling, corner from the University of Michigan. So Channing Stribling, the next corner taken off the board. That'll bring up the... Was the... Hold on, who's going what? Generals and Panthers. Okay, Generals are due up next. So do the... Bandits selected Delrick Abrams Jr. And then Channing Stribling went to the Stars. And now we'll see who the Generals happen to pick here in the 8th round. All right, now we're just kind of waiting to see who the Generals pick. Ooh. Like I said, I'll finish the 8th round, then I think I'm going to call it for tonight, you guys. Oh, the pick is in for the Generals. They've selected Devontae Bowsby. Devontae Bowsby. And it looks like Bowsby, so I'll just go with Devontae Bowsby for the Generals. They've made their selections? Devontae Bowsby. And now it'll be the Panthers' turn to select their corner, their first corner of the draft. Seems like the only thing that's taken. Yeah, that's what I've noticed, Mike. A lot of backup Michigan players or backup like big institution players are getting drafted, which makes sense. You want to go with the guys who probably have the like best chance of being a decent pro player, and players from Michigan kind of fit that bill. See if the Panthers have made their selection. They seem to be very slow on posting Panthers picks on their main USFL page. All right. New Orleans, I like their jersey. There you go. That works, JJ. They haven't decided to pick yet. Waiting to see who the 4th corner of the round taken is. The Generals, of course, select Devontae Bowsby. Channing Stribling went to the Stars, and Delrick Abrams Jr. went to the Bandits. Yeah. I'll be live for a few more. I'll be live for a few picks longer. I appreciate you tuning in, man. Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow along on this draft. Basically, if you just really want to do what I've been doing and kind of just do it for yourself, it's as easy as just going there. They selected Tino Ellis from Maryland. The Panthers will take Tino Ellis from Maryland with their pick in the draft. Mr. Ellis from Maryland. So we'll see. Next up is the Breakers. We'll see who New Orleans Breakers. No, wait. Did they just pick? Or did they flip the Panthers and the Breakers? Yeah, okay. So Breakers are up now. Yep. Okay, I had that right. Breakers are up. We'll see what they do at corner. Tino Ellis. Looks like he last played in... It looks like he got a shot with the Dolphins, but it didn't really go anywhere. So, you know, at least he's got a shot in the NFL, so that might mean he might be able to do some damage to some receivers at this level. The Breakers have made theirs. Adonis Alexander was the next pick. From Virginia Tech, they take Adonis Alexander, do the New Orleans Breakers. Leaving us with just 3 picks left. It'll be the I should know. It's the 3 teams I haven't said. It'll be the Gamblers, Stallions, and Maulers. So Gamblers, Stallions, and Maulers left for their corners this round. Obviously, the first pick went to Delrick Abrams Jr. He went to the Bandits. The second pick went to the Stars, and they took Channing Stribling. The third pick went to the Generals, and they took Devontae Bowsby. Tino Ellis went to the Panthers with the following pick. And then, of course, Adonis Alexander was just drafted by the Breakers. And we'll see who the Gamblers decide to add in. I believe it's the Gamblers, right? Let me see. Oh, shit, I went too far. Gambler, Stallions, and Mauler. So Gambler, Stallions. All right. Let's see what they do. Let's see. Oh, I know we're still waiting a little bit. Hopefully, the people who've said the names of the people they want to see get drafted as defensive backs actually get their guy drafted. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, what the fuck, dude? How far is this behind? What the hell? As a Dolphins fan, think is pretty good. Yeah, it seems all right. Probably going to do pretty good in this league. Is it just now getting to that point? What the fuck? Where is this at in the stream? Like, how far behind is this? Hold on. Okay, not that far behind. Not too far, like about a minute behind myself. I don't know how it's so delayed. Like, I really don't know how it's so delayed. Uh-oh. The Gamblers have selected Jamar Summers with their next pick. Jamar Summers with the next pick for the Gamblers. I probably do have to end this pretty soon. My computer's starting to make weird sounds. Encoding overloaded. What's up, Daniel? How's it going, boss? How you been? Hopefully quite good. All right, now we're waiting to see what the Stallions do with their with their corner pick. We don't care about any of that. We'd like to just see the Stallions pick. I want to get out of here soon. My computer is probably not going to be able to handle this for too much longer. Poor little feller. Can barely handle itself. Brian Allen? Who the fuck is that? Oh, they selected their corner. It'll be Brian Allen. Brian Allen out of Utah. For the Stallions. And the last pick of the 8th round will go to, of course, the Maulers. So Jamar Summers went to the Gamblers. How the hell did I not notice that? Do I love God? I'm indifferent. I don't really care. What are you doing? Yeah, my computer is. I don't know. It's the encoder more than anything. Um, what the fuck did I just click on? What was the draft order? What fullback did they sign? Oh yeah, Brian Allen was just drafted. All right, so now it's the Stallions, and then last pick goes to, of course, what team was it? The Maulers. So let's see if they've selected a corner, and then we'll start to wrap this bad boy up. You liking your team being a champion there, Daniel? It's always fun, right? Team you root for becomes champions. It makes the sport a little bit funner, more fun. I guess funner isn't the correct word. The better word. Everybody knows what you mean when you say something is funner, but everyone says it's not a word. It's like I feel like if we all know what the word funner means, then isn't that a word? Like it's kind of in a similar thing of like does it actually matter if Jesus Christ was a real person or not? Isn't the impact that this person or idea had large enough or so significant that it kind of supersedes the need for actually existing? Like, it's an interesting thing, right? John Lovett. Yeah, I've never heard of that guy. Yeah, that's definitely a Super Bowl bound decision there. I mean, it's a good move for them to sign a fullback. It's a very obvious angle that they're going to be going towards a more Miami or more 49ers based offense, which is probably the right move. Limit your quarterback, have him throw short, big power plays, big power, big percentage plays, not big power plays, I guess. Big percentage plays that tend to work pretty well as long as they're not turnover made. The biggest issue though is if Tua can game manage like Jimmy G can, check out of the runs, check into certain runs, check into this play, check into that play, change the lineup really fast, do this, that, and the third. Jimmy G probably does game management better than most actual quarterbacks I've ever seen. He's so good at just not making the wrong play, or he makes a lot of wrong plays. He just doesn't make a lot of bad calls at the line when he audibles, when he changes things, when he calls something out, when he switches to the run. I don't think you guys, not many people notice this, but like he rarely is wrong when he switches into the run. It always goes for like 8 yards when he switches it clearly to a run. Something fun to think about. The Smallers went with Gene Harris. By the way, I'm going to close that. That is the end of round. Oh, fuck. I messed up a little bit. Let's get this open. I'm going to start to wrap this up, you guys. My computer is so fucking choppy right now. I appreciate everyone who's come out and watched. It was a fun stream tonight. I don't know. I might do a stream tomorrow where it's like a recap of all the drafting and stuff like that, and kind of just talking about the league to come. But I'll figure that all out. Adonis Alexander this season's about to have a monster year, people are saying. But it'll be for the corners. It'll be Delrick Abrams Jr., Channing Stribling. The Bandits took Delrick Abrams Jr. The Stars took Channing Stribling. The Generals took Devontae Bowsby. The Panthers took Tino Ellis. Adonis Alexander went to the Breakers. The Gamblers selected Jamar Summers. Brian Allen went to the Stallions, and Gene Harris went to the Maulers. Let me give you guys a way you can tune in and follow along with the draft if that's what you're looking to do. I appreciate you all for coming out. I literally just, number one, my computer is getting very warm in a room that's only like 30 degrees. So that's quite troubling. Well, it's not that warm in this room. And it's making some noises, and it's just getting, she's getting a little tired. Sadly, as sad as it is. But thank you all for the 29 likes or 30 likes, depending on how much it is. I can't, man. My hardware doesn't want to participate. That's all right. All right, everybody. I appreciate you for coming out. hopefully you have a good rest of your night, day, morning, whenever you decide to go ahead and give this stream a listen. I don't really see this as a playback stream, though, so I appreciate you guys for listening. Again, thank you for the likes. Thank you for all the views tonight. It was a really fun stream again. With their offense. Yeah, I mean, Tua is the problem, I guess. Yeah, maybe. We'll see if he can, we'll see what he knows in terms of audibling and not having to throw the ball a lot. Having the ball taken out of his hands. Can he be a role